It's a light of night, it's doing it right. It's a hit, it's a Coke, Coke is it. A taste that's true, it is me, it is you. A slam, a shout, it's a new way to see. It'll shake up the world, it's the way it should be. It's just how you feel when you know it's for real. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a Coke. Coke is it.
Hello again, everybody. I'm David Sullivan with a SportsCenter update. The Pittsburgh goals by Shedden and Ted Nolan. And there's some NCAA basketball going on tonight as well. Teams ranked in our top 20 include number 3, Michigan, and they've got a big lead of 43-20 over Tennessee. 6th-ranked Duke is playing East Carolina, and it is the Blue Devils up by 20 points at the halftime mark. Also at halftime, North Carolina State 43-25 over Tampa. And some other college hoops underway. USC playing Pennsylvania. That game is 44-38 in the second half in favor of USC. In the first half, VMI is leading James Madison 19-10. Halftime score, we've got Dartmouth trailing Holy Cross 44-32. Also at the half, Detroit is leading Toledo 35-32. And that's a look at some of the games in college basketball underway right now. We'll be back with more in just a minute, right after we take this SportsCenter update timeout.
Introducing something new and rather amazing. A super high-octane gasoline with twice the detergent it had before to give you a plus. A detergent strong enough to actually clean dirty fuel injectors to give your car power and performance it didn't have before. New Mobil Super Unleaded, high-octane with a plus.
Coaching changes in college football today. David McWilliams, defensive mastermind for the University of Texas, signing a 5-year contract today to become the new head football coach at Texas Tech University, saying we're going to start talking about bowl games and championships here. And Stan Parrish, whose pass-oriented offense was successful at Marshall, has been named the new head football coach at Kansas State, the team with the losingest record over the last 50 years in all of college football. Southeastern Louisiana is naming Don Skelton as interim head football coach. Next up here on ESPN, the Monday Night Football matchup as the Miami Dolphins host the undefeated Chicago Bears. I'm David Sullivan. Thanks for joining us for this SportsCenter update.
This SportsCenter update has been brought to you by Mobil 1 Synthetic Motor Oil. You can't buy better engine protection.
For everyone working to keep the customer satisfied.
This Bud's for you. Nobody else can do the job the way you do. So here's to you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
During fall, paint savings. You can save on quality True Test paint at True Value hardware stores. Like their very best Weatherall Flat, Weatherall Satin, and Weatherall Gloss Acrylic Latex house paints at the season's lowest prices from just $10.98 a gallon. But hurry, True Test fall paint savings prices are good only until September the 8th at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
ESPN slams and jams its way.
Next Saturday, college football's defending national champs make their season debut live on ESPN. It's Brigham Young against UCLA, only on ESPN next Saturday.
It's figure eight racing from Riverhead, Long Island. 50 miles from New York City on the east end of Long Island. Hello, everyone. I'm Leandra Riley, and joining me in this telecast is the Riverhead Raceway track announcer, Bob Finan. And Bob, a lot of our ESPN auto racing fans are familiar with the Grand National stock cars and the late model sportsmen. What is the figure eight for our viewers who don't know?
Well, the figure eight cars, first, as far as looks go, resemble maybe a Midwestern late model or street stock. But that's where the similarity ends. Figure eight cars have to be prepared to make a left-hand turn, a right-hand turn, and then there's the...
Okay, Leandra, and the first order of business here this afternoon is going to be 3 qualifying heats. We'll be eliminating some automobiles. Top 5 cars across the line in each of these 3 heat races will move into the 25-lap feature event. Then we'll have one last chance at qualifying. It's known as the consolation event.
So everybody has to stop. And while they are stopping, we are going to take a pause for a commercial message. Once again, recapping, Jerry Bowers, our leader in this first heat feature. Stay with us here in Riverhead, Long Island.
This buzz for all that you do.
In the minors, you must have called it all 1,000 times, but you never lost sight of the dream.
I got a telegram for you, Tony.
Okay, thanks, Pop. Hi, babe. Hey, guess what? I got the call. Yeah? I'm in the majors.
You got a shot, you take it.
What's this, rookie umpire?
You got the heart to make it. You got the fire, that big league desire. You keep on reaching higher. You make a miracle working. This buzz for you.
Here's to you. Beach would age for that clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beer.
Hi. Compliments from the gentleman over there.
This buzz for you.
NHL hockey on ESPN, the most exciting action on television. Each week through the Stanley Cup Finals, ESPN's outstanding live coverage brings you the top teams and players. The Edmonton Oilers and the Philadelphia Flyers face off in the season premiere of the NHL's Best, live Thursday night, October 9th at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
And welcome back to Figure 8 Racing. I'm Leandra Riley along with Bob Finan, and we're about 5 laps from the finish, Bob.
Jerry Bowers has taken over the command position here in the first heat, and ever since he's been out front, he's been able to keep Tom Ryan at bay as they wind down with just about 4 laps remaining right now in this heat race event.
As you saw right before we went to our commercial break, Dan Marcello did have to leave the track, but that did not affect our top 3 drivers. Jerry Bowers, the leader, followed by Tom Ryan and Bob Mason.
Marcello will get one more opportunity to qualify, as we mentioned earlier, Leandra. He'll be running in the consolation event. Before season was completed, Leandra, the property was sold at Isom Speedway, and unfortunately the 5th of a mile oval no longer exists as a racetrack.
And Jerry Bowers has been handed the checkered flag. The crowd is happy to see this man from Cairo, New York, win heat number 1. We'll see him again in the finals. Stay with us.
The upset of the week is brought to you by Pepto-Bismol. For most common stomach discomforts, the one that coats is the only one you need. On paper, the Hamlet Cup men's final looked like a dress rehearsal for the U.S. Open. Yvonne Lendl against John McEnroe as Johnny Mac continued his return to tennis. But it was clear McEnroe's game is still rusty as Lendl beat him 6-2, 6-4. The week didn't get much better for McEnroe either. He lost his first-round match at the U.S. Open. John McEnroe's sputtering comeback, the Pepto-Bismol upset of the week.
Tomorrow is homecoming, and this campus will be filled with parents. But today, Jane's dad is coming home with a bad case of diarrhea.
I feel so weak.
Aw, let's get you into bed.
Tomorrow's homecoming.
You won't miss it.
The one he needs is Pepto-Bismol. As it coats, it soothes heartburn and upset stomach, as well as diarrhea.
I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, me too, honey.
Pepto-Bismol, the one that coats, is the only one you need.
It's back, and it wants to come inside. But True Value hardware stores can help seal out winter with cold weather protection, like DAP acrylic latex caulk with silicone that forms a weatherproof paintable seal. And DAP 33 glazing sticks tight to windows. It's only $2.88 a quart. Protect outdoor wood with Woodlife Preservative from Weldwood, just $8.99 a gallon. And get Remove-A-Seal, just $2.88, for a clear seal you can peel off next spring. You'll find it at most True Value hardware stores and home centers.
And the results from Heat 1 of this Figure 8 World Championship qualifier: Jerry Bowers, Tom Ryan, and Bob Mason. Let's go to Marty Reed.
Obviously not a good heat for Danny Marcello. Danny, first you got spun out, then you ran straight into the wall. This is not an everyday occurrence for you, is it?
No, it's not an everyday occurrence. They made me put regular street tires on the car.
Why? Because you're running a V8?
Yeah. It's very hard to make the car run like that.
Number 1, they're trying to get ready for the consolation, and while they're working on that car, we're going to work on a timeout. When we come back, the third heat, this Figure 8 Championship.
If you own a house, you gotta own a shop vac. This baby's got the power to pick up almost anything.
Got broken glass, nails, or wood chips? Shop vac gobbles up stuff that would kill an ordinary vacuum. And a shop vac wet dry can even vacuum water like a flooded basement. The washing machine is flooding the house.
No.
Every house needs a shop vac. Starting at under $50, a shop vac is heavy duty, not heavy money. And remember, if it doesn't say shop vac, keep shopping.
Alan Abelson, the editor of Barrons.
Usually buy a stock in the expectation that it's going to go up. The problem is you're buying it from someone equally convinced that it's going to go down. Now, who would you rather be? The person who reads Barrons or the person who doesn't?
Subscribe to Barrons now and get 26 weeks for only $41 with a money-back guarantee. Call 800-554-9000. 800-554-9000.
Friday, see 2 of the world's top middleweights live on ESPN. Undefeated Michael Nunn, who's building a reputation for power and speed, takes on master technician Mike Tinley. The Friday Night Fights, live at 9 Eastern, only on ESPN.
We are back, and this is elimination heat number 3, and there you see the white flag is out with Dan Avondette out in front by a lot.
Danny Avondette, a former champion at the old Isom Speedway, showing his wares here today. He has a 10-car advantage over the rest of the pack.
Ralph Tasso, Paul Gordewald, John Zell, Bill Steen, the top runners in this as we see the checkered flag come out in this third and final qualifying heat for the finals.
Nice job done by the veteran, Danny Avondette.
A tire out of the track. Somebody's finishing on 3 wheels. It looks like it's Andy Rohde. Andy Rohde finishing the race on 3 wheels. He's in the number 8 car. He finished on washed up, folks.
I don't know, maybe Andy's pit crew might have something to say about that, but Andy says no go.
All right, we'll be back because Figure 8 racing continues here on ESPN. Still to come, the consolation finals and, of course, the championship.
Just when things are easing down, trouble starts up. And when the dust and everything else is settled, you head for the mountains. Push. Head for the beer brewed natural as a mountain stream, for a taste as smooth as its name. Push. Head for Busch beer. Head for the mountains.
Man, you better not come on too strong if you want to take me out tonight. I had enough of Mr. Wrong. I want to be with Mr. Right.
There are enough Mr. Wrongs. Hit the right spray.
I had enough of Mr. Wrong. I want to be with Mr. Right. Mr. Right.
See your all-time favorites at the PGA World Seniors Invitational. Flashy Chichi Rodriguez, Arnold Palmer, Don January, and Gary Player take their best shots at the Payne Weber World Seniors Invitational. Starting Friday at 2 Eastern, live on ESPN.
The consolation heat of these Figure 8 World Championships is about to get underway. We have 11 cars in this consolation final. We should add that Andy Rohde had the tire put back on the number 8 car. He's back in competition. And Dan Marcello's pit crew put his car back together. They're racing.
Well, it shows you how important pit crews are in any aspect of automobile racing. 2 cars that people thought may not be back on the track, but back out as the green flag flies for the consolation event.
James Holson, the 97 car, was our pole sitter. I should add that the order was drawn out of a hat. It was strictly random how these cars lined up for the pole today.
So you had to have a little luck picking out of the hat earlier here this morning as Spencer Hulse takes the lead, and Andy Rohde, despite his misfortune in the heat race, is battling for second.
Fans can see his face. There he gets the flag from Ray. Should add that Ray Mortuano is retiring after this year, and he's a very popular starter here at Riverhead Raceway. We're going to miss him.
Absolutely. Ray's the very best in his trade, and Jim takes the traditional victory lap.
And the results of this consolation heat: Jimmy Hulse the winner, Spencer Hulse second, Bob Lohr driving 57 car finishes in third place. And these are the cars that are getting ready for the final. They're moving out onto the track, as we will see over 30 cars going through the figure eight. But Marty Reed is standing by with a three-wheeler.
Andy, all I can say is you lied. You said you weren't going to make it back for the consolation.
Got a few friends that just want me to stay in the pits. They wanted me to get out there and do my thing. We didn't last long enough.
Well, you gave it a good shot, though.
We welded it together, and it just wasn't strong enough.
Terpicchio still our leader in car number 74, Ralph Tasso number 19. And the cars are getting to be quite spread out. There's number 19, Ralph Tasso. Looks like his lead is widened a little bit. You've got to explain those flags that are on Terpicchio's car. What are those about?
That's a long tradition with the Terpicchio family. Gino is a second-generation driver, as I think we have some problems up in turn number one. We'll get back to that.
That's right. We have a collision up there.
Johnny Zell way up in the air, and right underneath him is Fred Lemack. Zell, a mailman by trade, and looks as though he wanted to do a little air mail here in the World Championship Figure 8 event. Both drivers unstrapping from the automobile. I think Fred Lemack's a little upset, Leandra.
There he is climbing out of the number one car, pointing his finger.
Oh.
He's really mad. Ooh.
Shows off a little soccer form there.
Tough sport to be playing soccer in against iron. All right, keep your eye in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. There you'll see where the mishap takes place.
A couple of cars getting out of shape. And then Fred Lemack and Johnny Zell just had nowhere to go. They get pinched up towards the outer wall. And you see Lemack going right underneath Zell's automobile. Zell almost went over on his roof. Luckily, the roll stopped, though, on the left two wheels. Zell out of his automobile, picking up his front bumper.
All right, Lemack was really upset with Spencer Hulse because he felt he's the one who started the mishap. But it's a day now for Lemack, and we will be back with more racing as he puts his bumper in the rear window there. Stay with us.
Commitment, experience. It all comes together when you work with the best. Master Mechanic Tools, only from True Value Hardware stores. At the Indianapolis Speedway or in your own garage, they're backed by True Value Hardware stores' commitment, experience, and exclusive customer satisfaction policy. Master Mechanic Tools, exclusively from True Value Hardware stores and home centers.
What's happening? The world-famous MetLife representative is adding new recruits to his prompt payment squadron.
You mean the one that makes sure MetLife claim checks get delivered promptly?
Yes, it's very important.
Snoopy is really getting tough with his new recruits, isn't he?
Only the best will do for MetLife customers.
What happens to the birds who don't make it into the prompt payment squadron?
They go into advertising.
Get Met, it pays.
John Zell, Fred Lemack had to call it a day. Right now, let's go down to Marty Reed as we see Fred Lemack's car getting towed from the track.
Fred, what happened out there?
Well, everybody got cornered up in that corner up there, and I came flying back in. Someone gave me a good shove in the back and went right under Johnny Zell in the 10.
It looked like you got out of the car and gave a good kick to somebody.
Yeah, because I had the car stopped, and he just drove right into the back of me and just pushed me right under him.
Tough way to go out.
Yeah, tough way. We might be able to get it fixed.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, back on the track. Unfortunate circumstances for Fred Lemack and Johnny Zell. As you can see, our starter has asked the cars to begin moving. On the front row, we have Ralph Tasso and Gino Terpicchio.
See if these two gentlemen continue their battle here for the lead position in this 25-lap event.
Now, once again, to reiterate about those flags, there's an American flag and an Italian flag on Terpicchio's car?
Yes, what it is Gino is a second-generation driver. His dad, Luigi, used to drive that automobile before he, and in the early 1960s, just after immigrating here to the United States from Italy, Luigi wanted to show off his old home flag and his new home flag, and he put them up on the race car. They've been there ever since, no matter who has driven a Luigi Terrapicchio-owned automobile.
Luigi Terrapicchio and his son Gino Terrapicchio. Those aren't Italian names. Riley isn't Irish.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, Terrapicchio still having his hands full with the rookie chauffeur. Gentleman only started his racing career, Leandra, midway through the 1985 season. Ralph Tasso, and he barely misses somebody at the ice.
All right, we have a red flag again, and the reason why is we have a spin out. A spin out in turn number 1.
Looks like car number 57, Bob Lohr, involved in the action. Looks like he just got out of shape. He hooked up with the number 97 at Jimmy Hulse, and they necessitate a caution. Look at Hulse go up in the air and into the wall. It's a little more severe than first thought.
Ouch.
Sometimes these cars, Leandra, get a little bit out of shape, and if a driver has to slow down to try to correct an ill-handling automobile, it can play havoc behind them.
We should add that both drivers are okay. We're going to take a timeout. When we return, this championship will continue.
If you own a house, you gotta own a shop vac. This baby's got the power to pick up almost anything.
Got broken glass, nails, or wood chips. Shop vac gobbles up stuff that would kill an ordinary vacuum. And a shop vac wet dry can even vacuum water like a flooded basement.
The washing machine is flooding the house.
No.
Every house needs a shop vac. Starting at under $50, a shop vac is heavy duty, not heavy money. And remember, if it doesn't say shop vac, keep shopping.
Listen, how would you like to save some money and get something I'm absolutely sure you can use and enjoy right now, right where you are? It's TV Guide, America's favorite television magazine, and here's the story.
Right now, call 800-228-5858 for 30 weeks of TV Guide in 3 easy monthly installments of just $5.75 each. 800-228-5858.
Call now. You'll be glad you did.
What's next for Doug Flutie? ESPN talks live to the quarterback without a team during halftime of the Penn State-Boston College game, Saturday night.
Welcome back to Riverhead. As you can see, the officials are on the track trying to put the cars back in order. And Bob Finan, I think we owe our viewers an explanation of what they're trying to accomplish here.
Well, we have 3 scorers here in the press box of Riverhead. They score the race lap by lap. A restarting order is attained. Battle for position number 3 as Gino negotiates the intersection. This time it's relatively traffic-free.
And we've lost a few cars, so the intersection isn't too important. We do have one trailer there, but it's Terrapicchio and...
Is it hopeless, or is it one of these situations never give up?
Never give up. Definitely never give up. We're going to try and go for it. Then get me back out there. I'm going to just run as hard as I can.
The pride of Mount Clemens, Michigan, as the crew thrashes away.
Thank you, Marty Reed. And the cars are lining up, but it looks like Danny Marcello isn't exactly happy with the order of go here. He's pulled out of the formation, and what's he doing?
Danny is very upset right now about something spinning around. Danny did not take the initial green flag, and I do believe the officials are not going to let him compete. You must take the initial green flag. And Danny's really putting some miles on those back tires right now. He's upset.
Is he just doing this to show anger? Is that...
I think that's about what he's doing. It's his form of protest right now about not being allowed to compete. Now he starts to move the car. Maybe he's going to go off the racetrack, although he is not heading towards the exit ramp. This one is for a long time, Leandra, and this has to be one of the most obscene things he's ever had to do.
I think we're going to have a tough exchange of words here. Marciano and Marcello yelling at each other.
Danny's had a temper all through his racing career. Big Bob O'Rourke, racing director here on Long Island, out there with his van. He weighs some 450 pounds. I don't think Danny wants to mess with him.
No, I wouldn't. Marciano's telling Marcello to get out of here. Marciano, I think, called for the tow truck to pull him out of here.
If this was a hockey game, he would have gotten a 10-minute misconduct and a game misconduct by now.
Possibly a game injection. The Medal of Valor goes to Marciano for reaching in there and grabbing the wires.
You know, I'll tell you
Here
something.
we go.
Where now? They both out there Italian up. Look out.
Welcome to boxing at Riverhead Raceway.
Danny's really upset. I've never seen Danny this upset. Security now on the racetrack. Chief security here out on the racetrack. He's a little bigger than Danny, so maybe Danny will listen to him.
And the tow truck has removed Marcelo's car, and security is escorting Mr. Marcelo from the track.
One of the wildest things I've
Wow.
ever seen in 15 years of the figure 8 racing that I've been witnessing, so.
I know it gets hot at the X intersection there, but look at this.
Now he's arguing with Chief Steward Walter Etzel is Mr. Marcelo. The Chief Steward is what the referee is to a boxing match or a hockey game. And that's Walt Etzel's job right now, and he's telling Danny Marcelo, look, you didn't take the green flag, you can't run the race. But Marcelo obviously feels that explanation's not good enough.
12 is the lap car, so car number 9, Kraft, is our
Gino
second place now.
Terrapicchio takes the
Terrapicchio, Kraft.
checkered flag. Wild goings on. Turns 3 and 4.
That looked a little shady to me.
I don't know.
Let's take another
Watch
look at it.
Brown is going conservatively, and
Terrapicchio, he tapped him.
doesn't look as though he ever hit the brakes. Terrapicchio continues on. Kraft in car number 9 continues on with Fortin pressuring him. And I don't know, but Terrapicchio takes the checkered flag. And George Brown.
Oh, he came back out.
He's
Look
upset.
at him. Uh-oh.
Brown is upset.
Oh, there. It's like another job for Ray Marciano. All the way up on his wheel.
George Brown now looking over Gino saying, hey, come on, buddy. What's going on here? What's with the...
$1,000 at stake here. And, of course, what this means for George Brown is he gets no money. He didn't finish in the top 3.
No, he'll be relegated down further in the top 10. But right now, your World Figure 8 champion since car number 74. The Italian and American flags fly for Gino Terrapicchio. And a lot of wild goings on here, Leandro. I'll tell you, I've been watching this World Championship Figure 8 race for the better part of 15 years now at both Islip and Riverhead. I've never seen this kind of unpredictable and wild action before.
Now, they haven't handed him the checkered flag yet. It looks like there's more controversy.
Track announcer Mike Kalanoff down there, but...
They're black flagging him.
Wait a minute. Wait.
They're throwing him out.
Marciano says no soak.
So the checkered flag will go to Kraft.
I think Tom Kraft was second place. Remember, I said Walter Etzel, and here comes your world champion right now, Tom Kraft. Walter Etzel, the Chief Steward. We saw arguing with Danny Marcelo before. He's like a referee in a hockey game. He's handed out a penalty to Gino Terrapicchio. Tom Kraft is your new world champion. Kraft was in the pits, ready to have a cold drink after this hot afternoon of racing here, and now he finds himself $1,000 richer and world figure 8 champ.
So some strange goings on as Tom Kraft of Central Islip wins his figure 8 championship.
Personal Best, brought to you by the U.S. Army, a place to be all you can be. Wrestler Pete Gomez hopes to be a high school coach. He achieves his personal best with family support.
When it comes time to wrestle, the whole family bears down and everybody is serious about the wrestling. And then when it's time to relax, the whole family jumps in the van and we drive to a movie and just relax. And whatever we're doing it as a family.
In the Army, we do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
Hey, First Sergeant. Good morning.
Hey, where did you learn about computers?
In the Army.
You were in the Army, too?
Qualify for the GI Bill and the Army College Fund, and you can earn over $25,000 for college.
What you do in the Army?
Airborne.
You used to jump out of airplanes?
I think they're going to have to change the name of this event to the Controversial Figure 8 Championships after Terrapicchio was black flagged. Tom Kraft was declared the winner. Now I understand there's still some more controversy. Marty Reed is in the pits, and he's going to straighten out who actually won this race. Marty?
There have been more changes in the finish of this figure 8 race than we can possibly try and keep up with. John Fortin has been declared the winner. Tommy Kraft has been set down. First off, Tommy, what happened to the car?
Well, we had high dome pistons in the motor. I didn't really know about them. And when they pulled it apart, they found them. John drove a good race. He finished second. I got set down. He gets the win.
So, John, going into the last lap, you were basically in fourth spot, and all of a sudden now you're carrying home the trophy.
Yeah, I was happy for fourth, but I'm more happy for first.
What does this take a little bit of the edge off, knowing now that, you know, it was few minutes, in fact, quite a few minutes before you were declared the winner?
Yeah.
But you'll still take the monny?
Definitely.
And you'll take the trophy?
Definitely.
I want to know one thing. The trophy doesn't look as banged up as all your guys' cars.
That's true. It's a rough race out there. It's just glad to finish, that's all.
Your 1985 World Figure 8 champion, John Fortin.
And John Fortin picks up $1,000 for his first place finish, $600 second place to Bill Steen, $400 to Jerry Bowers for finishing third. Bob McDermott finished fourth. George Brown recovered enough to capture fifth place. It has been a controversial day here at Riverhead.
Certainly has. Earlier on, of course, Dan Marcello spinning his automobile around a few times to show his displeasure with an official decision. Then the last lap controversy between the two leaders, George Brown being spun, the officials say, by Gino Terrapicchio. And then the win changed hands in the technical teardown area way after the race had been completed. So it's been wild.
It certainly has. We've had enough black flags to kill all the bugs on Long Island. But our congratulations to John Fortin, Bill Steen, Jerry Bowers, who finished 1, 2, and 3 in this 22nd annual World Championship Figure 8 stock car race. For Marty Reed and Bob Finan, I'm Leandra Riley. So long, everyone, from Riverhead.
Introducing United's new Ultra Saver fares. Now you can fly the friendly skies for as low as $39 each way and never more than $129, based on how far you fly. Just buy your ticket 30 days ahead. There are restrictions and seats are limited. United's new Ultra Saver fares. $39 to $129. Call your travel agent or United for details.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.